Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Sunday, July 16th. So it has been quite the whirlwind of a day. I traveled home from New Jersey from the Stitch NJ retreat, and I am a little worse for wear, as you can see. But we're not going to start there. We're going to start at the beginning. So I hope you all had a fantastic week. I only worked Monday and Tuesday. I was supposed to work Wednesday, but our job wound up canceling. So I thanked God for that because I was set to leave for New Jersey on Wednesday. I was going to leave after my job ended. And because it canceled, I was able to leave my house at like 11 a.m. I stopped at Chick-fil-A and got lunch. And that is one of my favorites of the week is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Chick-fil-A now, when you get a drink, they put an extra, and I saved the cup so I could show you. They put this extra thing on it. So if your cup sweats, it catches it in here. I absolutely love that so very much. I love that. And it's especially good even when you get like a milkshake because it will it doesn't make the cup as cold, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I went to Chick-fil-A, had lunch in my car, read my book, and then traveled on to New Jersey. My ride is about 3 hours, and the ride was pretty uneventful. It was very, very hot. And so I got there at 2:30, was able to check right into my room, and it is the Hampton Inn is the hotel. And what's nice is you can use the digital key on your phone to unlock and lock your door and check in and do all that. So because I had added on Wednesday to my reservation, I originally had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Monday, just this past Monday, decided to come in on Wednesday. They had to do a completely separate reservation for Wednesday. They could not add it to the room block. So no problem. But the girl said, we'll put you in the same room so you won't have to check in and out and do all of that, for Thursday through Saturday. So I get there, I check in, I get all my stuff in the room. Now, I was supposed to have dinner with Arlene and McKenna and a couple of other people that were helping them. And when I got there, I let McKenna know that I was in my room and all of that. And I want to say this was about, by the time I got checked in and unpacked and everything, because I unpacked my full suitcase. It was, I want to say like 4 o'clock. And so I had messaged her and then I didn't check it because I don't have notifications for Instagram turned on. She had written me back and said they had horrible turbulence on her flight and she wasn't sure she was going to go to the dinner. And I had been thinking to myself, I am so hot and tired and everything. Like I wanted to kind of get out of it anyway. Like I didn't want to upset them, but I was just so beat from driving that I just wanted to get something to eat and relax in my room that night. So I messaged her and said that, and they were fine with it. I don't know why I thought somebody would be upset. That's crazy. Arlene was fine with it, and I just said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So behind the hotel, right behind there's a Dunkin' Donuts, which was perfection. But behind that is another plaza that has Walmart, Panda Express, Chipotle, Wingstop. There's a McDonald's right next to the hotel. Like you have food options without having to drive anywhere. So I decided I wanted Chipotle and I was going to walk because I parked my car and I, drove so much I didn't want to drive anymore. Well, halfway through the walk, I regretted driving because I felt like I was walking on the sun, like so incredibly hot. So I get to Chipotle, I order my food, great to go. They give you a bag. I'm walking back and I feel like why the walk maybe was more unpleasant than normal is because I was by myself. So I'm trying to walk quicker because when I'm by myself, even here in my own hometown, I'm cautious now. I'm cautious just because you're by yourself. So I get back, I get upstairs. I'm like, well, now I need a shower, right? I need a shower. And yeah. So I put the food down and I leave it in the bag because now many of the people at the retreat have heard this story. So if you have, you can fast forward a little bit if you've heard it. But I put the food and I leave it in the bag. Now I also got, I always get a bowl. I got a bowl with white rice and barbacoa, which is like spicy shredded beef. And it's not really that spicy. But then I also got their chips and queso, which are really good. I don't always get that, but I was really hungry. So I was like, oh, I'll get that. So I take a shower. I get out of the shower and I'm like, well, I'm putting on pajamas. I'm like, even though it's 5 o'clock, I know I'm going to be in my room the rest of the night. So I put on pajamas, wet hair. I'm going to let my hair air dry because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to, after being in that heat, no. So I pulled all the food out of the bag. There's no fork. Really, right now, no fork in the bag. So immediately I think, well, I'm not walking to the front desk in pajamas and wet hair. And that hotel does not have room service. So I didn't even know they had a fork they could give me because they have a continental breakfast that they do, but that's closed. Like, I'm guessing now, thinking forward, they could have opened it up for me to get me a fork because we use plastic forks for breakfast. So I'm like, all right, Danielle, you're resourceful, right? And, this is why I used to carry that fork and spoon in my purse. When I got a new purse and cleaned it out, I don't do that anymore. I'm carrying utensils in my purse from now on. I have 2 forks in there right now. I said, okay, Danielle, you're resourceful. Let's figure this out. So I'm looking around the room. What can I use to eat my food with? Because I'm not going to eat the rice with my fingers. I'm just not going to do all that. In the room, they had a small coffee pot and they had like this kind of cup, a smaller cup. And the cup, the sleeve that protects your fingers, that was flat. I used that as a scoop. And I was telling, there's 2 Joes that I talked to there. So Joe, who was Terry's friend, and then Joe Denton. So I was telling Joe Denton this, and she was laughing so hard because I saw her the next morning. I said, I felt like I was on Survivor, like, when they eat the rice with the little scoops and stuff. Yeah. But so after I figured that out, the rest of the night I just read, I played bingo on my iPad, watched TV, went to sleep, and got a good night's sleep, except when I woke up the next day. And I didn't tell too many people this, but I'm telling all of you now. When I turned over one time, I like really pinched my upper arm and I don't know how I did it. I've been sleeping in a bed for 49 years now or 48 years. I pinched it so hard that I don't know if I pinched a nerve. Like, it has bothered me the whole weekend. Tylenol helps. And I'm getting a massage this coming Saturday, which is really good. But I was like, really, Danielle? Why would you do that to yourself? So got up on Thursday. Now, Thursday, we had until the room didn't open until 3. And I had told Arlene if she needed help, but she had plenty of people to help. So I got up, got myself ready, took my time, all of that. I went and got a Dunkin' Donuts coffee because I would order on the app. And then by the time I walked over there, it was ready. And my drink of choice at Dunkin' Donuts now is a medium cappuccino with like 3 things of mocha. It's so good. So, excuse me, I walked over there, got my coffee, and had my iPad and my purse. And I said, I'm going to find a prime spot in the lobby to sit because I knew people were going to start coming in. I mean, I still had hours, but I didn't want to sit in my room for like 6 hours. I thought that was crazy. So I found a spot right by the door. And I'm telling you, now I had some work stuff to do for like our calendar for this week. And so I was just sitting down to do a couple things like that. And I wasn't sitting there 2 minutes when Joe Denton turned the corner. Wave. So she came over and she sat there the rest of the time. And then Anne, who sits at my table, she came in the doors and said hi to her. So she came down because her daughter Sherry works remotely and she was working in the hotel room. So Anne was like, well, can I sit here with you guys so I don't disturb her? Yeah, absolutely. So us three sat there for a good long time. And then people started coming in. Terry, Joe, and Linda got there. Linda and Linda, I should say, it was two Lindas. They got there about 11:45-ish, I say. But we hung out in the lobby. It was such a good time. I was so thankful to go on Wednesday. So that's my new thing. I'm going to be going on Wednesday from now on to that and Terry and them are, I think, maybe planning to do that next year as well. So I'll be able to have dinner with them on that Wednesday night if I'm so inclined. So we got into the room, and Arlene does such a fantastic job with this retreat. She always gives us this really nice goodie bag. And this was this year's bag. This is a really, really nice bag. I haven't even looked in it. So what I did, because there's, 8 people at a table, everyone's got stuff. I said, I'm just going to take this bag upstairs and I'll look at it later. Well, I meant to look at it like in the evening and I just never did. So I'm going to pull out because, boy, is there so much stuff in this bag. Because there's more stuff than she gave us, because people went around and had gifts for all kinds of people. I'm going to pull out all the stuff that is not, that I either bought, because I bought a teeny tiny bit of things in there. That was from Anne. Okay. I have so much to show you guys. It's crazy. Okay. Now I think we're down to the bag. So inside the bag is one of those, I love these mesh bags, is a mesh bag and it says Stitch NJ 2020, July 2023 on it. And she also gave us one of these, insulated cups, Stitch NJ 2023. And what's nice is she also gave us a list of everyone that was there and their Instagram. So I need to go follow some people. There were a few people late in the game that canceled, like my friend Jasmine, who I like to see every year. She never showed up. So I was really sad to not see her. And there were a couple people, Christine Garber, Heather, Springfield Stitchers, they weren't there. Trisha 3 Owl Threads didn't go. Top Knot Stitcher, a couple people that I enjoyed seeing and talking to. Jessie Marie was there. It was fun to see her. I talked to her very briefly in the Needleworkers Delight pop-up store, but it looked like she had a fantastic time at her table. And I feel like everyone is very nice when you walk around, but I feel like everyone is somewhat biased with their own table mates, right? You know what I mean? Not in a malicious way, but everyone loves their own table is what I'm saying. But Arlene also, I should have gotten a picture of her rose finish. It was amazing. She always makes, like, I want to say, an emblem for, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but this year it was this. So she stitched it twice, once in monochrome and then once in color. And the pattern is on the back of this if you're so inclined to stitch it. Anne had her junk journal that she brought, and it has inspired me to want to put more stuff in mine. She has done so much with her junk journal, and she put it on the brag table because there's a brag table where you can bring finishes that you've done. Man, was there some amazing pieces on that table. But Anne's junk journal, so awesome. Absolutely loved it. Okay, so here's all the goodies that Arlene put in here. And mind you, we also, she gives us a badge. So we had this, and I'm actually going to pilfer this plastic piece. You know me, I have to be extra. So I had my blingy one from the cruise, and some rhinestones are falling off. So I literally just today ordered new ones because I have to have that. Okay, so when someone had a finish in the room, we would all clap, they would show it. They gave us this. See how loud that is? I hope that didn't bust anybody's eardrums. But imagine a whole room of this. So I'm tempted to, when I have a finish here at home, I'm going to put this like in my cup holder. We're going to do a round of applause. She had this in last year's bag. I don't know where in the world she found these, but isn't it so hilarious? So it's 3 hands. Yeah. Anybody walking by saw us doing that. I can't imagine what they thought, but okay. So we also got a Krynic chart and thread. And I'm going to be honest, I will never, ever, ever use this. I am not a fan of Krynic. For me, it knots up very easily and it's very rough compared to Rainbow Gallery Petite Treasure Braid. I know a lot of people love it, so I will be giving this to someone because can't do it. Another awesome pen, Works by ABC, which is Arlene's company, and it has this little maze in it where you're moving the ball around. I will put this in my purse. That's awesome. She did give us this tin, and I'm going to wait to open that. So we do have a couple threads in here too to be able to stitch on the emblem for the retreat. So these are Treenway silks. I love the purple. And then also I got a Weeks Dye Works roasted figs, an Oscar. And then wax, you know, like thread heaven kind of thing. And then here is, ooh, this is some finishing fabric for backing of a pin pillow, an ornament, great for covering buttons. That's very cool. So let's see what fabric I actually got. I don't know if everyone got the same fabric or not. Probably not. I'm going to need to cut that, unfortunately. I cannot untie the ribbon. That's okay. Okay. So let's take a look at the fabric. Ooh, there's some interesting ones in here. So this, some like purple leaves. Ooh, love that one. Shoes. I think of McKenna when I see that one. Feet looks like for like baby kind of thing. And then a lacrosse stick, which would be an interesting choice for a finish. But anything, you know, anything can be used. And then, of course, like I said, I get to keep the wonderful mesh bag, which I absolutely will keep that. And then we got this tin. So let's see what's inside here. Ooh, lots of goodies. Okay, so Arlene also does a needle minder for every year. So this was, wait a minute, it's focusing on my face. This was this year's, why is it not focusing? There we go. This was, I love this one. And, you know, I've been stitching a lot on perforated paper, and I'm always very cautious because if you use a heavy needle minder, it will, you know, weigh on the paper. This is very light, so I'm actually going to start using that on my perforated paper pieces. What is this? Ooh, another, like, if you wanted to use this, this is a pin cushion and it has a magnet on it. I love that so much. Ooh, a scissor fob that says Stitch NJ 2023. Very, very cute with scissors on the end of it. Some beautiful pins. or putting in pillows or whatever. And you could actually even use this as the felt, as a needle book. Absolutely love that. And I know a lot of people like made this stuff. So whoever did that, thank you so very much. Now, at our table, we were trying to figure out what this is, what I thought it was. And I feel like I'm correct. You know, when you have to pick stitches out, instead of trying to use your own needle, you can use this. See how it's on the very end. I feel like if I'm wrong about this, someone please correct me in the comments. That's the thing that we thought. I mean, because it's fairly sharp, and I can't imagine what else you would use it for. Then we also got, I love these scissors so much. So this is like silicone cover, but the cover stays on it. And they are awesome scissors. Good for traveling. Like I said, everything fits in this little, you could put all your little accoutrement for stitching, you know, scissors, needles, all of that. And Arlene actually, you know, gave us this tin so we could stitch the logo and put it on there. And you know what? I am really tempted to actually stitch it this year and do it on perforated paper. I don't know how big it would be. It would probably be really small on 18 count. I'll have to look. Where's the pattern? Let's see. It is, looks like 60 by 40. But what I could do, so they stitch their models on 14 count. So, but what I could do is I could use scrapbook paper and just mat it. I think I might actually do that. That would be so awesome because I absolutely love this, being able to, because sometimes when you're working on something and you want to just put your needle somewhere, don't ever stick the needle in your mouth. We talked about that at the retreat. Bad, bad, bad. People have swallowed them unbeknownst to them. But amazing, amazing gifts and stuff. Arlene, thank you so very much. She does so, so much for that retreat. Okay, so I also had other gifts. So someone came around, and this is Snickerdoodle Stitch. She came around and gave everyone a needle minder that she made. So you can see her Instagram, YouTube. I love that needle minder. It's so cool. People are so very creative. And then this is Gable Stitcher. Came around and gave us, this is a little card, like a project card. And you can see her YouTube and Instagram right there. But she also gave us these stickers. I don't know what was in that little bag. Very cool. And then I met, and this person's husband was also there, and he was awesome too. Marianne Eck, who is a subscriber and watcher and all of that. She did some amazing pieces. She had a wonderful piece on the brag table. She was working on an amazing mirabilia. She actually donated a mirabilia with fabric and floss that she had dyed the fabric, and Terry and I put a bunch of raffle tickets in there. We really wanted to win that. We did not. And I'm okay with that. The person that won it was meant to win it. But Marianne gave me this, which I'm going to make into a needle minder. It says Bad Bitch Club. She gave McKenna one also. We were just dying laughing. It's so cool. But she gave me this wonderful bag with all this stuff in it. So I'm going to show you. Look at this bag. So Marianne and her husband, Brian, I talk to them every day for a little bit. Wonderful people, very, very nice. Just, she was a hoot. Like, I loved her. She was just so, so funny. And I got a picture with her. And it's so funny because she was teasing me the rest of the time. She had come over to ask me to take a picture of her and McKenna. And I thought she was asking to get a picture with me and McKenna. And I was like, we've already had a picture together. I hate getting my picture done. I don't know why. But we were laughing about it and she teased me the rest of the time there about that. Okay, so in the bag, I had many gifts. This, which I will probably not use, but she uses one. She had all of her floss on it and hanging. I'm pretty sure she had it hanging on her. She brought a Lowry stand. This is for like your loops and stuff if you use floss drops. So I might give this. I'm going to another retreat in September. I might put this on the freebie table. Pass this on. But I appreciate everything. And of course, that would stick to it because let me set that on the floor. Okay. But she wrote me a wonderfully heartfelt note. I was the first one that she watched for floss tube. And she knew nothing about cross stitch. And my favorite part of her note, though, she said, I've really seen your growth into the person that you wanted to be. You have so much peace and it's contagious. I was, at various times through the weekend, just very emotional because of all of the wonderful people and wonderful things that were said. And Terry and I had many, many talks about religion, and we did a Bible study. Terry led us in a Bible study on Friday and Saturday, which was amazing. And just a wonderful, wonderful group of people at this retreat. Okay, so she also had in there, this is like scrapbook cutouts that I could use for It's a Haunted House and a Tree. Absolutely love that. She also included an essential oil, which I think is gardenia. And if you remember, the little bird lamp that Becky bought me, I can pour essential oils in it. It's a diffuser. So that was in there. I'm saving the best thing for last that she did. She also gave me this like change purse. Are you kidding me right now? Look at that. And I'm going to put this in my purse because, when I went, I was 86 miles on the New Jersey Turnpike. Yeah. And so I had to pay a bunch of tolls, like the Delaware Memorial Bridge, the Turnpike, the Key Bridge here. So, and on the Turnpike, it was change, like it was like 9.25 or 10.50. So I had change. Need a change purse because I didn't have a change purse. Then she also gave me this wonderful notebook because we all know I make notes, love to make notes. Look how beautiful that is on the inside. And then what was in here? Floss. Yes. This was in this bag, but just old red paint. And then this is a limited edition Gentle Art sampler threads, which is one of my favorite thread companies that make overdyes. And she just had given me a bunch of threads, which who can't use thread, right? And the last thing she gave me was something she made. So I'm going to find a place on my bookshelf for this. So first off, she gave me a scissor fob. When I find it, it's in my bag somewhere. I'm going to show you. So you see the Starbucks cup, right? But look at this. Well, shit. Look at the back of it. Are you kidding me right now? Absolutely love, 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 love this fabric, by the way. You know me. Although I've turned into a pretty plain stitcher, I love the dyed fabrics, the colored fabrics. Marianne, thank you so much. It was wonderful to meet you and your husband, Brian. Just wonderful, wonderful people at this retreat. I'm so very blessed. I had a bunch of people. I had Stitches of Sass, Jessica, come up to me. She sat at the table behind me, and I didn't even know it the whole time until almost the last day. But just so many fantastic people. It was, I want to say, like 113 people it was supposed to be. But okay. That was Thursday. Thursday, we went to dinner at What did we do? Let me think. First day of the retreat. Did I do lunch? Why can I not remember? Oh, we went to Miller's Ale House for dinner, which was so good. I got their chicken quesadilla, which was pretty good. And Sherry got a beer in this glass, right? And so this glass comes and it's 22-ounce glass. And the bottom was like dipped in gold glitter paint. And she had asked the waitress, can I buy this? And the waitress is like, how big's your purse? Like she was subtly telling her to, if you put it in your purse, I'm not going to say anything, right? And so the only person that had a big purse there was Cindy, but the glass is gorgeous. So Cindy put it in her purse, just between you and I, right? It made me almost wish I would have ordered a beer because I would have been yeah, it was gorgeous. So we went there for dinner. I don't know. I didn't do lunch. So Terry, the resourceful woman that she is, she brought those Uncrustables. It's like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the bread that's crimped around the edges. So I had one of those and I had a handful. She had like dark russet potato chips. So that's all I had for lunch, basically, and a coffee. So then we had dinner. And, I usually go up to the room I was up there at 10, I want to say. So slept pretty decently from this Thursday to Friday. And then Friday we did dinner Friday was pizza party. Arlene got pizza, so we had that, and that was actually really good. And then Saturday dinner we went to Longhorn is connected to the hotel. Like you don't even have to walk outside. And thankfully we didn't have to walk outside because it was pouring down rain when we went to dinner. But Saturday night dinner, so it was 11 of us. It was Linda's birthday. And so we all went, and I think I've had the best burger I've ever had at Longhorn. It's called the LH burger. So, so good. And I'm very, very plain eater. I just got mayonnaise on it and a small side Caesar salad. Perfection. It was so, so good. So we all leave except Anna. There's an Ann and an Anna. So you got to just keep them straight. Anna was waiting. I don't know whether to pay or for a container or something. And I was going up to the room because in the hubbub of that, before we went to dinner, because of the rain, there was a rumor that some of the rooms on my floor were leaking. So I ran up to my room to make sure my room was not leaking. It wasn't. And after dinner, I went back up to the room to go to the bathroom, brush my teeth. I like to brush my teeth after dinner when I'm at a retreat. And then I was starting to walk back into the room and Bill called. So I sat out in the lobby for like 2 minutes and talked to him. So I come in and they're like, you missed a finish. Somebody at our table finished something and she had finished her little freebie piece, which I'll talk about her in a minute. She was very resourceful at this retreat. And so Anna proceeds to tell us that the way our table was, we had 2 tables pushed together because we were 11 people. So there were people sitting like let's say I'm sitting here. There was somebody sitting behind me in a booth. There was booths on either side of us. This was an older lady. She started choking. 2 people had to come over and someone gave her the Heimlich. Are you kidding me? My mouth fell open. And the employees were like, should we take her to the hospital? And there was just much hubbub. Can you even imagine? We were all not meant to be there when that happened, let me tell you, because then I went over because Terry sat way across the other side of the room. So I went over there and I told them, and they were their minds were blown. Also met a couple new people. Regina, fantastic woman. Marlena, and then Marguerite, who I had actually met at Salty Yarns in Ocean City. and then met Karen, who sat at Terry's table. Just like I said, wonderful, wonderful women. But OMG, the things happening. So during the retreat, there was also a freebie table where people brought stuff and you could take as much as you wanted. Patterns, there was even fabric, floss, and finished one project and started another one, completely found the thread, the fabric, and the pattern on the freebie table. You could almost, and I was talking to Arlene about this, you could almost come to that retreat with nothing and probably work on some projects. There was that much stuff on the freebie table. So I did get a couple things and I'm going to show you what I got. I usually don't pick up stuff from there, but I did this time. So, but I wanted to show you because Anne had little gifts for all of us too at the table. Again, so very generous stitchers. Let me pull these out so I can show you Anne's bag that she made. And, you know, these women do not give themselves enough credit as far as finishing. Anne made this bag and I liked it, so she let me have it. Gorgeous, right? And inside was this little needle book that she had also made. And then who gave me this? Oh, this was also Anne. She loves junk journaling, so she made that little, but she gave me a pair of foldable scissors. Love gadgets. We were joking about that because I said I'm going to dress up as Inspector Gadget for Halloween one year, but have like needlework tools in the trench coat. Go get a trench coat at like a thrift store. She also made this needle minder, Froggy. And then I loved this tag, so I'm going to have to somehow put it in my junk journal. It says every day is a fresh start. Absolutely. I talked more with Anne this time than I did last time because she sat next to me this time versus across the way. And we had some wonderful conversations. I love her so much. Everyone who was at our table, love. Cindy sat next to me. I missed Terry and Joe being at our table, but next year. But I went over there and visited, and they came and visited, and Terry and I went and got a coffee, and I was able to talk with her, you know, a couple times throughout. But okay, freebie table. So I actually got 2 pieces of fabric. Who brought this over to me? Somebody brought this over to me. It's Ada. It's dyed. It's a big piece. I don't know what count. It looks like 16. But I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So that. And then McKenna came over and plopped this down and was like, she found this on the freebie table. And I was like, oh, I love that. And she's like, just keep it. It is Fiberlicious Autumnal Orchard 18 count Ada. I know I sold all of my like hand-dyed Ada, but free? Hello? Yeah. And then still on the freebie table, Hands-On Design Autumn Acres Farm. I actually love the small design. I love that design. That would look fantastic on perforated paper. And I love how she finished it. I love looking at the finishing because it gives me ideas on fully finishing stuff. So that. And then Kathy Barrick's Minerva, which I think McKenna stitched this. Somebody I know stitched this. I love it so, so much. Have to stitch it. Have to stitch it. And then I owned this pattern at one point and sold it. This was going to be a start for me, this was going to be a new year, new start when it first came out. And I never did it. But I love the smaller design so much. It's Hands-On Design, Let It Snow Bungalow. So I would stitch this little winter one. I love that. But what I found funny, so someone paid $12 for this, and then someone paid 50 cents. So I don't know if someone stitched this and then decided they just wanted to pass it on, but I love that little winter design. And more fabric. So I found this piece of 14 count Country French Cafe Mocha. Can't go wrong with that, right? Then I found this. Wait a minute. So I also found this Sue Hillis Designs Candy Corn Crazy. Terry actually pointed this out, and I love this design, so I would probably stitch this one. But again, on the freebie table. And then this was on the freebie table. So it's Velcro, and I feel like you can put, I could put sulky spools in that, just thought on that right on the fly. But like pens, highlighters, and this is also a pocket. I'm not sure what this was made for, but the sulky spools, I just thought about that. But how gorgeous is that? I immediately saw that and snatched that right up. Now, what was also nice was that on Saturday, if you were an attendee of the retreat and you had a small business that had stitching items, you could sell it in one of the rooms. So I restrained myself though, because there were needle minders and all kinds of stuff that I could have went just crazy, but did not. And then Needleworkers Delight had a pop-up shop Friday and Saturday in the hotel also. I did buy a piece of fabric from them. So, stray thread. I saw this and Joe Denton also saw it. And she said, I looked at that and I didn't get it. It is Hand Dyes by Jim, Remembrance Rose. It's opalescent, Lugana 28 count. It's so gorgeous. So like a light pink, but it's sparkly. So I don't know what I'll stitch on this, but I will stitch something on it because it is way, way too pretty. So that was all that was the only thing I bought was the fabric and then all the free stuff. So, but this week at home, wait a minute, let me show you what I actually stitched. Let me put on the ground here what I've talked about, because with the retreat, it is hard to like sum up how awesome it was. Just so utterly amazing. Okay, so the last night they had a raffle, and the raffle goes to a no-kill animal shelter. And I love supporting animals, love all of that. Last year, I want to say, Arlene, they raised, everyone who bought raffle tickets raised about $2,300. And I want to say this year it was like 3,200, which was unbelievable. A lot of items there. I mean, I donated a diamond painting and the project bag. But in your goodie bag, you got 3 free raffle tickets, and then you could buy as many as you wanted. In lieu of not wanting to spend a ton of money, and I also thought, I donated the diamond painting, I donated the project bag, which I had spent $75 on. I thought, well, there's my donation, right? But I decided to, so I put my 3 free tickets. One ticket was in a piece of fabric, picture this plus, that I really wanted. Didn't get that. A needle minder, and then the Mirabilia Charlotte pack. I won the needle minder, and I had put 1 ticket in it. So I'm going to show you the needle minder. She's holding a fox. That was the whole, I saw that, but isn't she gorgeous? So utterly cute. I can't look at the wings. I was so shocked when she called my name. I don't know how many tickets were in that bag. Shocked. And so stitching. So I feel like I got quite a bit of stitching done. Wait a minute. Do I have that? I'm still looking for that scissor fob that Marianne made me. Okay, someone gave me some stickers also. Maybe it's in here. Okay, someone came around and gave me, I'm counting stitches. I'm going to put these on my paper case and then cross stitcher. Some people stuck these on their lamp. Oh, speaking of lamps, everyone had that daylight lamp, the Halo Glow. I put that on my wish list. I want that for next year. So I'm going to ask for that for Christmas from Bill. Because now it's like $120 on there. Okay, here's the scissor fob. I meant to show Terry and I completely forgot. Well, first of all, she gave me this beautiful pair of scissors, which I forgot. I just love that they are like pearl iridescent, but look at, it's a cross. Look at that. Isn't it stunning? Let me. Stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Love, love, absolutely love. Okay, so I had brought 3 projects with me. I worked on 2. I did not even get to the other one. So if you remember, I have been working on my favorite drink is the next one, free pattern from Daily Cross Stitch. I had originally picked a gray sulky to stitch the wine glass in. Well, I finished all the letters and I got to the wine glass part. And when I started to stitch the wine glass, it blended way, way too much into the white paper. And I'm like, what color am I going to use now? Well, I had the idea to use a silver petite treasure braid, except I didn't bring it. And Needleworkers Delight pop-up store didn't have it. So I said, well, let me give Kreinik another chance. So I bought 3 spools of it. I did like 3 stitches and I said, nope. And so I was going to put the 3 spools on the freebie table and Cindy wanted them. So I gave them to her. I didn't even care. She was like, do you want money for it? No, I don't like Kreinik. I just don't. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to stitch it with, I'm going to stitch the glass. So I stitched everything I could, all the letters, and then the wine in the middle. So I just need to do the glass on that now. I had also brought this project. So this will be my next one after I finish the dragonfly. I Love You a Latte. This is another free one from Daily Cross Stitch. Love that. And I'm going to stitch it in sulky. Of course I am. But remember this, I bought this from eBay. So Heart and Hands Monthly Mania June. And instead of stitching the word June, I bought 3 flower buttons. And I was going to stitch it in sulky, but it's already such a small square that I decided to do it on 14 count perforated paper using DMC. So I picked my own colors. Let me show you. I got pretty far. I'm almost done. I only got 1 wing left to do. So, and this is Smyrna. I did a Smyrna stitch for the body. So yeah, I only have this wing over here to do, and then I'm done. So I think it turned out really cute. And I did all of this in 1 day. So I did pretty good. The buttons were a tiny bit of a pain. I didn't have a small enough needle. I usually use a beading needle for buttons. Cindy had a 28 size needle and that worked perfect. So, and the buttons I got from Just Another Button Company, love their buttons. But yeah, it looks so cute. I really, really like it. So that was all my stitching. There's lots more talking than stitching for sure. And then I got up this morning. I was up in the room early. So after all of the raffles and stuff were done, I had already packed my stuff up. I was up in the room by 9 because I packed my own things up, which I was so very thankful that I packed much lighter than I normally do. And it was very easy for me to unpack when I got home. So I had many things on my agenda for today. So let's talk about me coming home today. So I got up at 6. I was in my car because what's nice is you can also check out on the app. I didn't have to go to the front desk. So I just went out the side door, got in my car and left. I was in my car at 6:30. So 3 hours should have put me home at about 9:30. So getting on the turnpike, I got turned around. So that delayed my journey by just a few minutes. But yeah, I got turned around from my GPS. Well, I finally get on the turnpike and I had an audiobook. I listened to a Joel Osteen book on the way up. That was 3 hours. So I finished that book. And then I listened to a Wayne Dyer book on the way home. That was 3 hours. So I got 2 books read because I count that. I listened to it the whole ride. So I turned on my audiobook, got on the turnpike. I was halfway through my journey when a light popped up on my dash. My immediate reaction was to panic because I did not know what the light meant. It didn't say check engine. I don't know what that meant. Well, now I'm panicking. So I stopped and I said, please, God, either make that light go away off of my dash or make me have the ability to solve it, right? To fix it. Being alone, an hour and a half from home, I will say that I was scared. So, and I don't know if this was coincident. Nothing's a coincidence, but then there's a truck behind me that kept turning on his high beams and turning them off. I thought to myself, now I was hitting pockets of rain, but that was giving me pause as well. So I came upon a sign. I'm looking for a rest stop. Now I'm on the turnpike. There aren't tons of rest stops on the turnpike. I was coming up on the last rest stop in New Jersey, 5 miles. Just get me there. Just get me there. I'm going to pull into a gas station. I'm going to pull into somewhere so I can pull my car manual out of my glove compartment and see what this light even means. And I'm thinking to myself, Bill's in Ocean City. Sound like he can ride out here and help me. I'm going to figure this out. God's going to help me figure this out, right? So I get to the rest stop and I notice that that truck that was flashing the high beams follows me. And I went, okay. Well, I'm going to pull. I pulled in the middle of like a whole bunch of people. Somebody was out there with their dog. And the truck just pulled way over here. So maybe I was panicking a little bit too much about that. Maybe that had nothing to do with me. So come to find out, the light meant low tire pressure. So I got out and I looked at my tires and they all looked fine. And I said, well, there's a gas station. And I forgot in New Jersey, you don't pump your gas. So there was attendance. So I pulled over. I didn't see an air pump. And I pulled around and there was a woman attendant. And I said, do you have air? Says, there's someone that can put air in my tires. And she goes, oh, yeah, the pump is over there. She said, it's free. So I'm like, okay. So I go over there. I don't know anything. This may have been a learning lesson that I need to have Bill show me some stuff on my car. Things that I can do, very basic things like put air in my tire. I had no clue even how to do that. So I get out, I see the thing, and I see where to unscrew the cap, but I'm like, Danielle, you don't know how to do this, and I don't want to mess it up. I said, all right. I locked my car, grabbed my purse, walked over to the woman attendant who was talking to a male attendant. And I said, is there anyone that can help me, that can put the air in my tires? And she was like, yeah, I thought you might need help by the look on your face. And the gentleman walked with me. He said, do you even know how much your tires should take? No clue. He said, well, it's going to be on the inside of your door. When you open your driver's side door, there's like a sticker in the well. And so he was very helpful and friendly. I thanked him profusely. Thank God. He was such a nice man. He checked all my tires. He said they actually have a little bit too much air. He said it might be the weather. You know, I've been driving, so the tires were hot. And he said the light should go out. And he was like, personally, I hate those sensors on a car. And I just said, okay. I mean, I don't know what else was there for me to do. So I drove home without incident. Like I said, I was an hour and a half from home. I have not talked to Bill yet because he's out in the middle of the ocean fishing. So when he calls me, I will mention it to him and see what he says because maybe he'll be able to look at it when he gets home. But that was very frightening for a few minutes. Dash light, and then someone behind me constantly turning off and on their high beams. So, yeah, be careful out there, ladies, driving by yourself. Okay, so I got home at about, I want to say 9:45ish, because that was about 10-15 minutes out of my ride. And I hit some pockets of really heavy rain, but it was good. I wasn't panicked. I was very calm. I didn't have any trouble driving. Like, the rest of the ride was fine. So I get home, and the first thing I did was I unpacked my bag, got my laundry in, unpacked my bag. That didn't take me too long. And I was putting all of my stitching stuff in this room so I knew when I went to do my video. I had groceries coming because I did not want to go to the grocery store today. I had ordered Instacart last night. So, excuse me, that was coming in about an hour as I was unpacking my bag. So, after I unpacked my bag, I reconcile our bank account every day. So, I had 3 days of that to do. So, I did that, went through all my emails. Then I had work stuff to do. I had to look at the file that they did Thursday and Friday, and there's stuff I always do at the end to finalize the file. Did that. I had to prepare for tomorrow because we're working tomorrow. I still have to do my invoice. I just realized that. But all of that, I probably did work for about 2 hours. And then I stopped and I ate something. Groceries came, put those away, put laundry away. And then by the time I had all of that done, it was like 2 o'clock. Yeah, so all of that stuff took me about 4 hours worth. And then after I do this video, I will be uploading it, editing, all of that. I'm going to get a shower. And then when I get all this stuff put away, then I will be able to relax, because I feel exhausted. I feel very tired from driving. And knowing when the night before I leave somewhere, knowing I have to do that ride home, I didn't sleep like perfect. And I forgot to mention to you guys that the night before, so Friday to Saturday, now there was a little league baseball convention or baseball tournament or something, and people were staying at the hotel because we noticed a sign in the elevator that said, absolutely no passing, throwing, practicing. And we were like, what does that mean? But I had ran into like a parent, and yes, it was baseball. But Friday night to Saturday, I am woken up at like 3 in the morning by whoever I couldn't tell if they were in the hallway or if they were in the room next to me, yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs. 3 in the morning. It woke me up out of a dead sleep and went on for like 5 minutes. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. So it's funny because Saturday when we did the Bible study, we did it at 8:30 in the morning. I came down and they were all already there. And I was walking over to get my coffee. So I get my coffee and I come back and I sit down and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, not really. And so I said, I'm just dragging today. I'm just tired, because no matter how much I love these retreats, and I do, I mean, I go to these 4 times a year, by the last day, it starts to wear on me a little bit. And we talked about this at my table. I miss the comforts of my house, just being home, my bed, things like that. Okay, so when I got home, now before I left, I remember I told you, because I only have a row and a half of my diamond painting to do on Tea Rose Fairy. So I ordered the frame, and I'm going to show you. This is the box it came in. I get the natural teak wood one because Bill paints it anyway. So I think this Saturday we're going to paint it. I'm going to film how he finishes and adds more magnets in there. So that's going to be a bonus video coming up. But here is the frame. And then I ordered, so what he does, see how there's only 2 magnets? That's bad. I thought there was more than that. He'll add a magnet here, 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 here. I mean, he'll he'll probably add 5 or 6 more magnets to make it stronger because diamond paintings can be really heavy. And so the paint that I got is called Posh Pink. Ooh. Oh yeah. So glitter, going to be glittery. And then I had to order extra magnets because, and the magnets, we figured out what size it was in there. It's this size. So it's these, but we got a whole roll of them. So on Amazon, that's where I get all of the magnets. And then for the latte coffee finish, because remember, I'm going to work on this next after I finish the dragonfly. I'm going to be stitching it on perforated paper and I'm going to put it on this form. I have another one of those mugs. And I want to say I got these from, I want to say Scarlet Sky Design, somewhere on Etsy I got these from. So I'm going to do it, scrapbook paper, yeah, all of that. And then I did print out a pattern. I didn't buy it because it's a freebie, which we all love freebies, right? It is the Witchy Stitcher's Haunted Tiered Cake. I saw this stitched in her Facebook group. It looks amazing. Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to stitch it. I don't know if I'm going to do it on paper or on fabric. I will figure that out, but take a look at that. I love that so much. And then today, so, there was a couple days worth of mail in the mailbox when I got home. And I knew this was coming, but didn't know when. A subscriber, and she sent me a little letter. This is from Bobby Taylor. Let's see, I hope you enjoy the book. Okay, she's talking about, intermittent fasting because I'm going to have to read that later because she talks all about that. So she sent me, because I've been considering doing that again. She sent me this wonderful mermaid ballpoint pen. Look at that. Ooh, I love pens. She also sent this, which this should go in my junk journal. Worry is like rocking in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but never gets you anywhere. Irma Bombeck. And then on the other side, Muhammad Ali quote, don't count the days, make the days count. I love this one better though, for sure. And she sent me this book called by Susan Lewis called Forgive Me. She said it wasn't her cup of tea. So the premise is in prison, Archie spends his time writing letters addressed to a person against who he has committed a terrible nameless harm. Archie knows he doesn't deserve forgiveness, yet he didn't mean to hurt anyone, and sure, he was only following orders, but does that matter? He still did it. In a small coastal town of northern England, Claudia hopes to feel safe for the first time in years. After fleeing from her abusive husband with her mother and daughter, their new life is supposed to be a fresh start, but Claudia knows the past, I have a tickle in my throat, won't stay hidden for long. And she can't help but feel that someone is watching her and that something is about to happen. So their lives intertwine in this book. Absolutely, this is my type of book. So, Bobby, thank you so very much. I appreciate that very, very much. I really do sometimes like to hold a physical book in my hand. So, I think that's all I have to share with you. Let me look at my list, though, because I had some stuff written down, my normal topics. Okay, so I am reading right now The Neighbors by Daniel Hurst, and I know I explained about it. I'm still reading it. I have about 80 pages left. It's crazy pants. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I did have a question. So someone asked me how I store diamond paintings not framed. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any diamond paintings that aren't framed. I frame all of them when I get them done. But one thing I can advise that you do is at one time I owned a really large artist portfolio that had handles. I mean, it was giant and it zippered on 3 sides. You could put diamond paintings in that. That's my best solution, unless you want to roll them up. If you save the box, when you do a diamond painting, you can roll it up with the diamonds facing out and store it in there. That's also an option. Favorites of the week, like I said, the Chick-fil-A drink holder, my pattern binder. Remember I said this is how I store my patterns now? I will, I print out the cover of the binder, of the cover of the pattern, and put it in a sheet protector. This was invaluable when I was trying to find another pattern to bring to the retreat. I absolutely love it. And then the car mount. So I, over the years, have had many mounts for my cell phone in my car. And I've never been 100% pleased with any of them because they shake, my phone falls out, none of them work, and I wound up just tossing them. I kept seeing this Instagram ad for something called car mount, where it's a little strip that sticks to, now it has to stick to a flat part of your dash, but it's magnetic. So you can buy, included when you buy the mount are these magnetic stickers that you can put either on your phone or on your cell phone case. But they also make a cell phone case that has the magnet already in it. And I bought that. Together, it was like $42 for the mount and then the cell phone case. I even got Bill one and he loves it. The phone does not move. And the mount, it kind of tilts. So you can tilt your phone this way towards you. I had it up there the whole time for the GPS. I was able to see when a phone call was coming in. My book, my audiobook, it was invaluable for the GPS for going to New Jersey. So highly recommend. I will link that down below if I remember. But I'm going to get off here because I feel my voice starting to go a little bit from talking for an hour and 7 minutes. I hope you guys again all had a good week, all have a good upcoming week. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the retreat. If you ever have the chance to go to one, I highly recommend it. Even if you are alone and going by yourself, you will have new friends by the end of that retreat. Trust me. So, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in next Sunday's video. Bye, guys.